on this Ford dually, I got the hard starting situation taken care of. I don't know if I've even mentioned that on earlier videos or not, but I got past that, and now and it was a learning experience. A lot of help from YouTube and from a couple other people I know that have these trucks. Cruise control. All the YouTube videos are telling about this switch right here on the master cylinder. It's a cancel switch, so that when you start putting brake pressure on the brake system, it shuts off the cruise. There's probably a switch on the brake pedal, like the brake light switch is probably also a cancel switch. It is on most vehicles that I've had to deal with that. There's another switch in here. All those YouTube videos are talking about that, but they're all automatics. And this one's a standard shift. There's another switch on the clutch pedal. I should have known about that switch. I know about it because on a standard shift, I've got a couple of them, couple standard shift pickup trucks. And when I want to pause the cruise control when I'm using it, all I got to do is just tap the clutch pedal slightly. Now I've got a car that's automatic, and it's got a cancel button on the steering wheel, and I tap that cancel button, and it doesn't turn the cruise off, it just pauses it. And then when I get out of that situation, I can hit resume and go back up. But the stick shifts don't have that button on them. They got the just tap the clutch pedal slightly. Anyway, I didn't know about that. For some reason I didn't know to look at that switch. That switch was bad. Got that working, and so this is the intro to that video. We'll put those other clips on there now. This clip here will be about this clutch switch. This clutch safety switch for the cruise control and the brake, the starter. And I'll do a demo on how to get this thing off. I had to go on YouTube and find out how to do it. But what happened inside this switch, pushing it all the way down to start the motor, that works. That part of the switch is all the way down at this end against these springs. But the part for the cruise control is way out here on this end. That's when you just tap the clutch pedal, and this should turn off your cruise control. Well, these springs in here are broken. I had this off a second ago, and I was looking at it inside. These springs are broken. This one is threaded inside a little bit, was threaded inside the broken end, and it looks like that one is threaded inside of itself. It's broken a couple of times, 2 or 3 times. The switch is going to hit this end first, and that's going to release the cruise control, and then down here on this end, that closes your contact for the starter. So I ordered a switch on eBay, and I gotta wait until it gets here before I can put it in. So the truck is not going to move unless I want to figure out where the contacts are for the starter and bypass them, and or put this back together and stick it back on. But it's not easy to put it on, so hopefully that will be, if nothing else, I'll still put this clip up because the switch is bad, and even if that doesn't fix my cruise control, because I've been chasing this cruise control down for a while, changing different switches and problems on it. I watched somebody on YouTube that had this problem with the starter switch. He wasn't dealing with cruise control, but the starter, there was a problem with his switch was hanging up, and he wasn't getting to the start position on it. He pulled it off and I forgot what he did. He didn't take the springs out, but he did something different with them. And I'm taking my springs out. And if I push this contact thing here all the way down to here, that'll start. Well, actually, when I saw the contacts underneath this, anywhere from here on down will start. We'll make the connections for the starter. Once it's running, I'm going to slide it back up here, and then I'm going to take it for a ride down the street and back, see if the cruise control's working. So I'm not going to put this back on the shaft, the clutch rod. I'm not going to put it back on there. That's how this goes on there. This snaps on there, and then this keeper locks it on in place. So I'm going to just let it hang by the wire so that I have access to it easily. I'm going to see if the cruise control is working like this while I'm waiting for that switch. It won't be here for a few days. That worked. I got cruise control now. I can't turn the cruise control on while it's parked. It won't come on. I had to get down the road and get over 30 miles an hour, and then the cruise control turned on and it held its speed. My clutch switch arrived. Took about a week, maybe a week and a half to get it. It's been a while. Don't remember just how long, but that's the number right there. And here's the switch. And I'm holding the camera in my hand, so I can't do this. But what I gotta do is stick that little screwdriver there under the edge of this where my thumbnail is on both sides. Lift that cap off of there. Push this on to the shaft, the rod for the clutch. Turn it over. Well, this end here goes towards the floor. Snap that thing on there, and then close this cap back on it. Well, just so I could drive it, I think I mentioned that on an earlier clip. I'm making this about a week later from those previous clips because I didn't have the new switch. But I took the springs out of it and pushed the contacts all the way down to the end closest to the floor. It allows the starter to work. So I'm going to unplug this, and then and I just left it hanging here. It was out of the way so that I could drive it. Okay, here's my clutch rod up here where my thumb is, and this little pin sticking out the bottom down here is where you line up that little notch in the switch. That's where it plugs into that. And so let me see if I can push the pedal down. Maybe we can see something. Pretty awkward to see, but there's a larger area right in the middle of the picture. There's a larger area on the shaft that's a little bit bigger, and that is what pushes down on the switch. That's what pushes down the contacts on the switch. I can't do this on camera without having a way to mount the camera under here with these pedals. I got it on there, but I had to hold my thumb on the contact part there and push it down a little bit and snap it in there. Alright, I got my switch on there, snapped in place with the little pin there on the bottom, line up in that notch. I'm going to slide the switch back a little bit. You can see inside there. Put it in place there, and now I gotta find the cap here. I can put the cap on it. Slide this end, that little place there, slide that in on top of that little pin. Push it in there like that. Squeeze the top so you don't push the switch back off of there. So you don't push the switch off of the rod. I think we're on there now. Okay, that's good. All right. Well, the cruise control's working now. Press the on button. I thought the light would come on, but it doesn't until I hit the set button. Then the light comes on down there. Now I take my foot off the gas and it stays there. Let's tap the Excel. It went up a little bit. Tap it again. Went up some more. Tap it again. Went up some more. Now the coast is going back down. Going back down. Okay, cruise is working.